I'm Dr. Rick Wilson from Rice University, and this is Politricks.
Nations at war always have to worry about civilian casualties. As warfare becomes increasingly depersonalized and as combatants use civilians as shields, the question is, what does it mean to have collateral damage? A fascinating study by Matt Kocher, Tom Pepinsky, and Stathis Kalyvas uses data from the Vietnam War to estimate the effect of civilian deaths on increasing insurgency. Wars are increasingly directed at insurgents who blend into local populations. Aerial strikes, whether by airplane or by drone, are used to minimize harm to those carrying out warfare. However, even with very precise targeting of insurgents, civilians are often hurt or killed. This team asked whether it matters. It's hard to find factual information about whether insurgency waxes or wanes. Turns out there's a treasure trove of historical data from the Vietnam era. The authors located surveys of local hamlets carried out by the U.S. military in order to assess the strength of government control. The authors combined these surveys with detailed information about the number and location of bombing runs. The findings are straightforward. The main comparison is whether hamlets changed over a 6-month period from being controlled by the government to being controlled by insurgents. Some hamlets and their surrounding areas were pinpointed for bombing with attendant civilian casualties. Well, 2 points stand out. First, 50% of the unbombed hamlets were rated as remaining under government control, compared with 39% of the bombed hamlets. Bombing appears to cause the change. Second, among hamlets strongly controlled by insurgents, 71% remained so when there was bombing. By comparison, only 51% of the hamlets remain in that category when they were not bombed. Collateral damage leads civilians to be more likely to turn to insurgents. When civilians are not maimed or killed because they're not bombed, they're less likely to support insurgents. While you might think this is simply a historical study that's very careful in the conclusions it draws, the lessons go far beyond the Vietnam War. As the authors write, our results reinforce a growing consensus on the limitations of air power as a coercive instrument. The fight against terrorism without regard to civilian casualties is likely to backfire. Political scientists continue to amass facts and data confirming this finding. Well, the study is eye-opening. Read it yourself.